Imagine driving down Wilshire Boulevard only to find the skies turned orange by burning buses and cars while smoke chokes the horizon and the echo of shattered glass fills the air. That's where we are tonight. Los Angeles, once the city of angels, now a battlefield. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss the raw, unfiltered truth from HillStories. The Grand Chamber of the House Judiciary Committee crackles with tension. Every eye locked on the two figures who could decide the fate of a nation on edge. On one side sits Attorney General Pam Bondi, unwavering and formidable, her posture as rigid as the law she vows to enforce. On the other, California Governor Gavin Newsom, charismatic, defiant, the very embodiment of progressive resistance. The gavel strikes once, twice, and the hearing begins. Chairwoman Ellen Vargas leans forward, her voice slicing through the murmur. Ms. Bondi, explain why the Justice Department supports deploying the National Guard and Marines despite California's objections. Bondi inhales, her steady gaze sweeping the room. Los Angeles is drowning in chaos, she begins, calm yet icy. Bricks are flying, Molotov cocktails ignite, federal officers lay injured. This is no longer peaceful dissent. It's an insurrection threatening our citizens. Republicans nod. Democrats exchange wary glances. Bondi continues. Under the Insurrection Act, the president has constitutional authority to protect federal property and enforce the law. When sanctuary policies obstruct ICE and local authorities refuse cooperation, we must act. She slides color-coded charts showing a 40% uptick in violent incidents, hundreds of arrests, storefronts reduced to rubble. These are the facts. If California won't act, then we will. Applause from Republicans. The gavel pounds. Governor Newsom rises, adjusting his tie. Madam Chairwoman, this crisis was imported by a federal administration determined to sow division. These raids, this travel ban targeting African and Middle Eastern nations, political stunts, not security measures. He fixes Bondi with a steely look. Deploying troops without consent is an unprecedented power grab. It tramples the 10th Amendment and makes Los Angeles a testing ground for authoritarian impulses. Democrats nod. Neutral lawmakers shift uncomfortably. Bondi's lips curl into a faint smile. Congresswoman Sofia Rivera rockets to her feet. Ms. Bondi, your travel ban devastates families and our economy. Where's the evidence these targeted nations pose a genuine security threat? Bondi replies swiftly. Every aspect of this policy underwent rigorous review. We have exemptions for dual citizens, lawful residents, journalists. This is caution, not discrimination. Rivera frowns. Has the administration produced data showing credible threats, or are you mobilizing fear to fracture unity? Bondi holds her ground. DHS and the FBI documented ties to extremist cells. We're sharing classified briefings with this committee. A hush falls as FBI surveillance footage rolls on a large screen. Hooded figures flinging bricks, glass crashing, Molotov cocktails exploding. Bondi pauses the video. This individual is under arrest, she announces. As we speak, agents execute a warrant in South Central. Those responsible face prosecution under the Hobbs Act, up to 20 years per offense. Murmurs ripple. Democrats grim. Republicans vindicated. Vargas intervenes. Governor Newsom, your response. Newsom rises. These videos are selective snapshots. Where's the context of community leaders calling for peace? LAPD reports show our state police were overwhelmed because federal agencies refused to coordinate. Neutral Senator James Carter leans forward. Governor, you accuse the federal government of undermining state sovereignty. What evidence do you have that California's sanctuary policies contribute to violence? Newsom answers. ICE raids shrouded in secrecy, carried out at dawn in residential neighborhoods. Fear and anger grow when families living here legally are targeted. We protect immigrants because they power our economy. He lets that simmer. If the Justice Department cared about security, it would trust local law enforcement and share resources, not weaponize military might against its citizens. Vargas demands all relevant LAPD and ICE reports within 48 hours. The chamber shifts to immigration and international relations. The screen displays a recorded address from Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum urging her diaspora to defend remittance channels against unjust U.S. taxation. Republican Congressman Marcus Holt leaps up. This is blatant interference. How dare Mexico call for protest on American soil? Bondi stands, voice like steel. Mr. Holt, the FBI investigates these allegations. Preliminary evidence suggests extremist networks in Mexico funded protest groups in LA. If confirmed, we treat it as a hostile act. Newsom rises, furious. These claims are reckless. We pride ourselves on being a welcoming state. Any insinuation that our policies are a front for foreign interference insults millions of hardworking families. He presses on. The federal government should focus on real threats, cartels, traffickers, not scapegoating immigrants. Vargas calls for order. Governor, if you have evidence to refute these allegations, present it. Newsom produces intelligence reports showing no link between Mexican civic groups and violence. Fatigue settles. Even independent journalist Sarah Klein exhales. Bondi senses momentum. Governor, when local authorities refused to secure ICE cooperation, they created a void exploited by agitators. We have evidence. Emails, memos, demonstrating obstruction. She slides a binder across the desk. Newsom's hand trembles as he shakes his head. I will not be intimidated. My duty is to protect all Californians, including the marginalized. If the Justice Department escalates, we stand firm. Vargas bangs the gavel. This hearing is adjourned. Outside, the world awaits the fallout. Public opinion, legal battles, court injunctions. This could redefine federal-state relations for a generation. For tonight, the line is drawn. On one side, Pam Bondi in the Justice Department restoring order. On the other, Gavin Newsom in California defending state autonomy and immigrant rights. Who will prevail? Will the courts curb presidential authority, or will federal power be fortified by public fear and political resolve? That's the story we'll track, hour by hour, only on HillStories. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the stories shaking Capitol Hill and beyond.